new chapter for TNT. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
Is there anybody in here from the constituency of Labre? Is there anybody in here from the constituency of Point Fortin? But most important, is there anybody in here from the People's National Movement? Are we ready and responsible? Allow me to recognize this evening our party chairman and Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Richard Young SC, who's on his way. My colleague and brother, the Honorable Randall Mitchell, candidate at the next Member of Parliament for Labre. Other members of the Cabinet, His Worship the Mayor, Alderman Clyde James, and members of the Point Fortin Borough Council, party officers, and permit me to stick it up in for Ms. June Yule Williams. Make some noise, people. Members of the media, PNM people, welcome to Point Fortin. How good and pleasant it is to see the PNM Army out here in its thousands. And I beg you, don't make too much noise before the fire services come here this afternoon. We are gathered here in what I call the peninsula of progress. Because we in the PNM distinguish ourselves from those pickup sides. And on every PNM platform, you are assured to be politically educated about serious matters of state and how our PNM government has defended our birthright today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Brothers and sisters, those that oppose us come before us only during election time to manipulate our young people with lies, deception, and hypocrisy. So brothers and sisters, those that oppose us come before us only during election time to manipulate our young people with lies, deception, and hypocrisy. They are outright trying to make you believe that your PNM government and your PNM Member of Parliament did nothing for you. But tonight, I want to send a message to the political pickup sides that our track record in Point Fortin speaks for itself. And I would like to ensure that our people remember what we have done, what we are doing, and what we will continue to do in this peninsula. I will go into detail of the many nothings that the PNM has done in Point Fortin. Nothing number one, education. My brothers and sisters, Point Fortin, compared to other areas in Trinidad and Tobago, can boast in less than 4 years, Point Fortin has received 4 brand new primary schools. In Fanny Village, the UNC left that school in ashes. And our children in Fanny Village, Hollywood, Captiville, and those areas, they only knew the community center to be their school. But under this caring PNM government and your PNM Member of Parliament, the people of Fanny Village received a brand new primary school, signed, sealed, and delivered at the cost of $37.5 million. We opened a brand new school in Chatham expanding our classroom stock to accommodate a growing need for children to be in schools in our constituency, a project that was also abandoned by the UNC. As a representative, I represent all of the people in Point Fortin, people in Cedars, Bonas, Icacas, Granville. And though we in the PNM are not favored in those areas, the PNM believes in representation for all people. And ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to stand as we celebrate, and we introduce, and we welcome our Prime Minister.
A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call.
With ear can go wrong, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and he young,
Scotty. When I hear it, I didn't believe it. I went and checked it. They say he real fit.
We have a new leader, he's strong with real power. The best in trim they go, tell them Griffith say so.
Scotty, a man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Scotty,
with ear can go wrong, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and he young,
Scotty. He's the future Prime Minister, with so much bigger, we can't get better.
The sector called energy, he rescued that for me. Then he fights for more money to put real billions in the treasury.
Scotty, a man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Scotty,
with ear can go wrong, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and he young,
Scotty. As an attorney, he covered TNT, handle the demands, the country in good hands.
It will be there to show the economy will grow, negativity will go, better days for Trinbago.
A man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Scotty,
with ear can go wrong, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and he young,
Scotty.
Let's come together and support our leader
So things could get better
with a brighter future.
Young and old that gather around, everywhere that he touched down. Effective leadership and in TNT, we love him so.
Scotty, a man with energy, always checking for me. Don't let up at all, just answer when we call. Scotty,
with ear can go wrong, he always vibrant and is strong, energetic and he young,
Scotty. When I hear it, I didn't believe it. I went and checked it. They say he real fit.
We have a new leader, he's strong with real power. The best in Trinbago, tell them Griffith say so.
Scotty, a man with energy, always checking for me.
Put your hands together one more time for the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw that the young army came behind the Prime Minister. So we must give him a Point Fortin welcome. Is there anybody in here from Point Fortin? As we go along, we were just speaking about being all in for everybody in Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why today, in Southern Central, we can boast of completing the Southern Central Anglican Primary School. That was a wooden structure, and for years the students, teachers and parents have been demanding a new school which was forgotten by the UNC. It took a PNM Member of Parliament and a PNM government to deliver to the people of Coromandel and Granville a spanking new Southern Central Anglican Primary School. But brothers and sisters, we did not stop there. Further in the peninsula, we saw the disarray in Bonus Anglican Primary School. And being a responsible representative that I am, I made a case for the people of Cedros. And today, the residents in Bonus, Fullerton and Bamboo can benefit with an improved investment in their area, the newly built Bonus Anglican Primary School. I must give thanks to my PNM government, the Minister of Education, the Honorable Nian Gadsby Dolly, for working with me to improve our educational infrastructure. When re-elected, I will be working to improve the Point Fortin Roman Catholic School, the Guapo Government Primary School, and this very school, the Point Fortin East Secondary School. But I am not stopping there. They say we ain't do nothing. Well, I am moving on to nothing number 2, youth development. See, friends, their idea of youth development is to have a catch and rescue competition on Facebook. Their idea of youth development is to give young black boys $200 and $500 to do Facebook videos to cost the PNM. Their idea of youth development is to use influencers and pay them $40,000. I know they get the $40,000, right? But some of them can't even identify their names on a paper, but telling you and I that yellow is the code, and we suffering. That is their idea of youth engagement and development. But in the PNM and in Point Fortin, youth development is about making our youth recognize their talents and supporting them to become the best that they can be and to become responsible citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. As a responsible member of Parliament, I campaigned in 2020 and gave you, the people of Point Fortin, an undertaking that we will reopen the Chatham Youth Camp. And it was a UNC government, lest we forget, it was a UNC government that shut down every youth program in Trinidad and Tobago, closed up the Chatham Youth Camp, denying hundreds of young people an opportunity to be trained, supported, and mentored. One of the reasons why some of our young people may be involved in deviant activities is because they are not properly guided in their homes, sometimes in the communities. And you need safe spaces like the youth camp set up to provide that much needed guidance and support system so that they can become responsible young people. The UNC don't have time for that. But came in the PNM, came Kennedy Richards, and the Honorable Foster Cummins. And today, the youth camp, which shall be now known as the Chatham Youth Development Apprenticeship Center, is 80% complete. You can go and see the extensive work taking place down there to improve the facility. And I am advised by the Minister of Youth Development and National Service that the center will be improved and expanded and expand the training and mentorship that will provide Once open, there will be an intake of 250 trainees yearly, and the center will be working in conjunction with NESC and MIC to provide comprehensive 21st vocational training so that our young people can become employable and entrepreneurial. I realize how the UNC is trying to play with some of our people's ignorance, saying that there is no youth programs in Point Fortin. But tonight I tell them, the two lied and wicked. I would not allow them to get political amnesia by the blue and yellow poison. But I will remind you that it was the UNC who said you didn't deserve opportunities, and they shut down the NESC campus in Mahaika. And the young people had to go to Cuba and Princeton to be trained by the NESC. But my friends, in came the People's National Movement, whose policy understands that if we don't empower the youth, then we do not empower our nation. They saw the state of that facility, and today we are transforming that facility into a youth development center in Mahaika. And that, my friends, is 100% completed. Those youth development centers shall become youth empowerment hubs in our community for training of all kinds to be delivered to institutions like YTEP, UTT, UE, NESC, and so much more under one roof. So you want to do a short course in psychology? You can go to YDC. You want to do a short course in barbering and hairdressing? You can go to YDC. You want to do events management? You can go to YDC. You want to learn about food processing? You can go to YDC. You want to get any opportunity? You can go to YDC right here in Mahaika in Point Fortin, ladies and gentlemen. These opportunities are endless, and the Youth Development Center will also provide safe spaces for youth organizations like our police youth clubs or youth groups like No Youth Left Behind can call YDC their home, as it will become a beacon of youth development in Point Fortin and environs. Young people, as your member of parliament, I know you have studied hard and you have achieved your qualifications in your respective fields. And for some of you, you are looking out for a job in your field. For the last 3 years, I've hosted job and career markets right in the Southwest Indoor Arena, bringing professionals, companies, and agencies from all over the country on board to engage with your qualifications and for you to network with them. Over 2,100 young people have engaged and benefited from these career markets that I have hosted. I know how frustrating it can be to secure employment, especially in your specific line, in your profession, being that it may be saturated. But I encourage you to work with me, and I give you the undertaking that when re-elected, I will champion the establishment of a Point Fortin Young Professionals Association, where young professionals can join and use that opportunity to network with professionals across the nation, region, and the world. And this association will support, with my support, will advocate for you to be involved, aware, and engaged with many opportunities for employment, training, development, business creation, and so much more. This takes me to note number 3, physical infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, to those manipulators and deceivers trying to stir up unadulterated anger and hate against the PNM, and I, as your MP, have neglected you with roads and physical infrastructure. An article came out the other day where I shared that over 200 million was spent on the roads within the Point Fortin constituency over the last 5 years. And they tried to kill me. But unlike them, I do not have to lie or deceive you. The proof is in the level of delivery, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, more work needs to be done. Yes, more roads over time will be maintained, but in governance, everything cannot be done at the same time. There's limited resources that must be shared across the nation. We have 41 constituencies and 14 municipal corporations, all fighting for the same thing. And good governance is ensuring that all are able to benefit from the same pie. But in Point Fortin, within the last 5 years, our road network has increased exponentially in all of its existence. And I want to list all the work that was done by me as a member of parliament and my PNM government. The Point Fortin Highway that brought you from Vancouver to Dunlop. And I ain't talking about the whole thing. I'm not talking about the whole thing. I'm talking about from roundabout to roundabout. Package 5C cost this PNM government, this responsible PNM government, $235 million. And that is more than $200 million. Gone are the days where coming in and out of Point Fortin was a task. I am certain that everybody here tonight travels to San Fernando and back very easily. And for that simple reason, we can say great is the PNM. Today, you in and out of Point Fortin in 15 minutes. We resurface Warden Road, 3.2 million. E Street, G Street, 8th Street, PNM Builder 2. Porto Grande Road, Richardson Street, PNM. Jackson Trace, PNM. The Central Main Road to Ikakas, PNM. The Chatham landslip for $25 million is PNM. The Coromona landslip rehabilitation run, PNM. The Cochrane landslip is PNM. The Seajas landslip is PNM Builder. The Red Road landslip is in PNM. The pavement of Captiville to the junction is PNM. The Grappa River Road, so in PNM. The number 8 connector road to the highway, the PNM Billet. Full Cup 1 and 2, PNM Billet. All in this year. Hawk Avenue, Spring Trace, T-Shay, Erin, Cemetery Road, PNM. As the saying goes, ladies and gentlemen, the party now starts. And come the 29th, the PNM will be doing more in the constituency at Point Fortin. I take it to the northern nothing. In sport and community development, Point Fortin remains a shining light in this arena. The people of Point Fortin, was there any Maika Oval under the UNC? Or let's talk like you're sure. Was there any Maika Oval under the UNC? You know something like you're sure. Was there any T-Shirt Community Center under the UNC? I ain't hearing you. Was there any T-Shirt Community Center under the UNC? Was there any Coronation Park development under the UNC? Somebody said if was there any fire station under the UNC? Oh, let's tell them. Oh, let's tell them. Was there any Buenos Aires Community Center under the UNC? And I go say no. I can say no too. It is because we believe in the PNM that you deserve it, that you have it now. And the UNC outside there telling people that the PNM did nothing. If it's one thing about me, ladies and gentlemen, I will not sit down in a position just for sitting down in a position's sake. Right? I always on the move. We go in there, you hold on, we go in there. $1.2 billion, we go in there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to see that the Maika Sporting Complex finally being delivered to the people of Point Fortin. For the first time in years, we can see the return of professional football leagues across Trinidad and Tobago and the region at the historic Oval. Our churches, schools, community groups now have a modern facility to host their sports day and competitions. In culture, and before we move into culture, ladies and gentlemen, before we move into culture, over the last 2 years, some of you all here may not know, it was Minister Young, as the Minister of Energy, who ensured that Point Fortin Civic Center football team had a sponsorship to the tune of $2.5 million. And we had a club like that. In culture, as the Borough Festival intensifies, we have countless promoters and organizers are now utilizing the sport complex as a preferred venue to host their events, making the Mahaika Sports Complex an example of real people empowerment and community development in action under the hands of the People's National Movement. I moved to Coronation Park, ladies and gentlemen. I'm 38 years old. But in 2010, they were saying 40 years ago, we promised Coronation Park. And before I dive into that, it was Minister Young who ensured that Coronation Park is started. And we are in progress as we speak. And I know on the 28th, we will defend Coronation Park and this progress in Point Fortin. The Coronation Park is being redeveloped into 2 phases by UDCOT. Phase 1 is currently underway with the establishment of a brand new Coronation Park Sports Complex, which will include an 8-lane Mondo track, and the Mondo track will be red, white, and black for national unity. This facility will provide the first-rate training for groups such as Civic Center Jets, Point Fortin New Jets, and the creation of more Point Fortin-born athletes like Dream Richards, you have Marshall Sideno, you have Justin Maloney, and you have others who would have come before, Alvin Daniel. When I'm reelected and we complete phase 1, we'll move on to phase 2, which will see the refurbishment of the indoor arena, the sporting club, the tennis center, lights at the tennis center, and more external parking in the Coronation Park. Point people, ask those pretenders who want to deceive you again for your vote, what have they done to represent you? Where were they in the last 10 years? They only appear when it's election time. One come from St. Joseph, former point man. Well, one come from St. Joseph. Saying he knows your problems, respect. I respect the gentleman, but he come all the way from St. Joseph to Point Fortin. Next one playing political hopscotch. 1 minute in the MSG, 1 minute in the independent, 1 minute in the UNC. But if you know me well, you know that I'm a very respectable young man. And I don't carry bacchanal and confusion in my politics. And I will not do that. But tonight, when they were a part of the partnership in 2010, and a certain minister come down to Point Fortin and say, if all vote for the PNM, we will get nothing. So I didn't call his name. You see why I don't call, I didn't call his name. But I am saying to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, go to Mahaika, take a look at the Civic Center. It was in progress when the PNM government was in power. And today, when the UNC took over from 2010 to 2015, it is in court. That is what happens when we take God out of our thought and vote out a PNM, vote out PNM out of the government. Keep that in mind. My friend who's at MSJ, UNC at the same time, I don't know how we balancing it. Cool fella, we cool? He cool, I cool, we cool. But you know that I am PNM. In 2013, it was the same UNC who fired him from Tremina. And then in 2016, it was the PNM who hired him back in there. Being called no names, but you know who I'm talking about. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the same way I just fly people out and in this country, I will fly the politics in Point Fortin come the 28th of April. This address, my friends, tonight only outlines on the surface the type of representation that I have provided for the last 5 years and the type of good governance that we had under the People's National Movement. You have experienced since 2015. And as the campaign intensifies, I will share with you what was done in community by community. I will even break it down to polling division by polling division, because all 50 polling divisions was touched by the People's National Movement. But I must make some special mentions of what we have done and what we are doing in the furtherance of your development. 1, the establishment of the Point Fortin Heritage Administrative Complex. You know, I know catch it myself. You know, Stuart Young put that project in place again too. I gotta watch myself in Point Fortin, boy. I have been able to successfully lobby the establishment of what I call a government one-stop shop. Government is investing over $50 million to reconfigure the old Petrochin administrative building into an administrative complex. I'd like to thank our Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young, who made it his duty to visit with me back in 2022 when he was the Minister of Energy, along with the Chairman of Heritage. And in short order thereafter, we ensured that that building was fit for purpose. In one place, you can get passport, license, birth paper, pay public utilities, essentially freeing up all these spaces. And we're not going back to that 2-week birth paper thing in Point Fortin. We passed that stage. We're going to Sando. We want 1-day birth paper in Point Fortin. The Adopt a Child School Initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, this project of mine is very close to my heart, because for the last 4 years, with the support of you, the people at Point Fortin, and across the nation that believe to Adopt a Child initiative, and today, approximately $1 million have been spent through fundraisers, donations, and contributions over the last 4 years, providing school books, stationery, and support to over 700 children, impacting more than 1,500 families across Point Fortin. Water supply. Water supplies has improved significantly under my 10 years as Member of Parliament. Some areas for the first time now have a regular supply of water, with the then Minister of Public Utilities, Marvin Gonzalez, playing a pivotal role in this achievement. We just turned the sod for the establishment of the Chatham Water Treatment Plant, which will enhance the delivery of water in the peninsula and here in Point Fortin. All major recreation grounds and sporting facilities are now fully lit, from Gonzales to Cedros, delivery P&M style. And let us not forget the pride of Point Fortin, our brand new Point Fortin Hospital. I tell you, I'm coming. With our healthcare professionals providing human and quality service delivered by the People's National Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, people of Point Fortin, on election day, the choice is pellucidly clear. Let us not regress and put those irresponsible agents of chaos into the corridors of power again. We have seen improvement, we have seen good governance, we have seen vision exemplified into the caring hands of the People's National Movement. And if we take God off our thoughts and put those wimps, pimps, and pimps into government, all this progress that I speak of will no longer be afforded to you. And if you read the papers today, you heard what will happen to the San Fernando waterfront. The nothing that they speak about will be clearly true. But I am confident that the people of Point Fortin are responsible. I am confident that the people of Point Fortin are right-thinking citizens and will choose a steady, stable, and sober leader in the likes of Stuart Young, SC. The comparison, or the comparisons, or the alternatives are all disoriented. And I know you, the people of Point Fortin, and the people at Library, will choose representation that works for you, not those that try to embarrass you, or manipulate you, or spread hate and sow seeds of discord among us. But I understand my opponents, they are frustrated because they have been diagnosed with political impotence. For some time, they are angry and they are tired of their political stagnancy. But when you come against the PNM in Point Fortin, we will give you a political rest. And ladies and gentlemen, when all is said and done, and when all those ballot boxes are counted, and one before the stroke of midnight, Point Fortin shall be the first seat to be declared PNM, PNM, PNM. And it is then we shall know that Trinidad and Tobago has been returned to the safe hands of the PNM, ready for the next chapter under Prime Minister Stuart Young. And we shall all gather right in Market Square, right behind the market, right in the PNM office, and declare that great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have prevailed.
This is a new chapter. Join us on the road to victory. On Thursday, April 10th, we're heading to Shogunas. Meet us at Signature Hall. We're red, ready, and responsible. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.